Good afternoon. Today I'm going to be reviewing the San Martin SN020 Explorer Homage. This watch is available from watchdives.com for $258. You can use the discount code WR4K and that will give you $15 discount off the price of $258, and you will also receive a gift which is a rubber tropic strap, which I'll show you. If you are interested in purchasing other San Martin watches, feel free to check out their other website, which is sharkdives.watch. So firstly, let's look at the box that the watch comes in, and then I'll talk you through the other items one gets with the piece. So the San Martin SN020 Explorer Homage comes in this black plastic pelican style case. Inside the case is fully lined with two pieces of foam, and it does a very good job of protecting the watch in shipping. I like this style of pelican case because they are very good quality. So as I've discussed, if you use the WR4K discount code at checkout, not only will you receive $15 discount, but you'll also receive this Watch Dives gift with the purchase, which is a vintage style rubber tropic strap. So let's take this out of the packaging and check the quality of the vintage tropic strap. As you can see, the strap also comes with two pairs of spare stainless steel spring bars, which is very good. So, stainless steel buckle and tang, which is brushed satin finish to a high standard, one sliding keeper. It's got the classic vintage rubber tropic style pattern, as you can see, and on the underside we have a diagonal grid formation. And I like this style of vintage tropic strap because it allows perspiration and sweat to wick away from the wrist, so it's very comfortable to wear in warm weather for long periods of time. So let's look at the other side. As you can see, it has the classic tropic style formation, and on the underside we have the diamond textured finish. So very good design, and because it's vented, it is very comfortable to wear for long periods of time. So with regards to the other items, this is the owner's instruction manual, which is very comprehensive. It's translated into multiple foreign languages, and the other half of the owner's instruction manual is the warranty conditions, so it details the terms and conditions of the piece. Now, normally when one purchases a San Martin watch, it's only covered by a 12-month international warranty, which is perfectly acceptable. When one purchases the watch from watchdives.com, they cover the watch with a 3-year international warranty, which is exceptional. So, with regards to the other items, one also gets a screwdriver, which is knurled finish, and one also gets a knurled finish spring bar tool, which is always good to get. This is the warranty card, and it's circular, which is unusual. Usually they're rectangular, so that's innovative. On the reverse, you can see the date of purchase is filled in, and it is also stamped by San Martin Watches. So watchdives.com are an authorised dealer for San Martin, and as I've discussed, they cover the watches with a 3-year rather than 1-year international warranty, which is very good. And lastly, this is the San Martin tag that comes with the watch. So, with regards to the specification of the piece, this is the San Martin SN020 Explorer Homage, and it is clearly an homage to the Rolex 1016 Explorer, and it does that very well. It's a 39mm case. Now, the Rolex 1016 Explorer was a 36mm, and I'm pleased to report that San Martin are going to be releasing a 36mm version of this piece. So this means that the watch will suit collectors with a smaller wrist of 6 to 7 inches, and also collectors with a larger wrist of 7 to 8 inches respectively. So you'll be able to purchase this in a 36mm size later this year, and also this 39mm version we're looking at. 47.5mm lug-to-lug measurement. It has a thickness of 12.5mm, including the boxed top hat style crystal. The sapphire crystal has clear AR coating on the underside, and that does a very good job of reducing the glare and the highly reflective nature of the boxed top hat style crystal. The thickness is 12.5mm, and we have a lug width of 20mm, which tapers on the oyster style bracelet down to the 2-button push clasp. As you can see, the 2-button push clasp is finished to perfection. The hexagon San Martin emblem is embossed, and it is done to a very high standard, and I like the finishing of the clasp throughout. Nice large chamfer machined to both flanks of the clasp, brushed satin finish to the flanks, and brushed satin finish to the top side and underside. I'm often highly critical of clasps only having 3 micro adjustment holes. So I'm pleased to report that this San Martin 2-button push clasp has 4 micro adjustment holes, which is something I always like to see. And they deserve full credit for that because it means sizing the bracelet to get the perfect fit is very easy. So as you can see, the lume used is a patina style lume. It's SLN-C3 Superluminova, which is top quality. They've done a very good job matching the colour match of the patina lume on the painted indices and also the Mercedes style hands. I like the classic Explorer dial layout with 9, 6 and 3 in Arabic numerals, and it's just very aesthetically pleasing to look at. I also like the fact they haven't over-branded the dial with text and specification. It simply says San Martin at 12 o'clock, automatic 100 metres. So the screw down coin edge finish crown provides an effective hermetic seal to 100 metres, and as you can see it is embossed and signed with the San Martin S. The crown is finished to a very high standard, so let's test the crown action. Absolutely silky smooth. Minimal resistance required to unscrew it. The interface between the internal thread of the coin edge solid stainless steel crown and the external thread of the crown tube are outstanding. So it has a phantom date wheel position because this uses the Seiko NH35A automatic. So as you can see there's no date complication, and therefore one can feel in the first click position it has a phantom date wheel position. Unscrewing the crown is the manual wind position, and one can manually wind it to top up the power reserve to its maximum 41 hours. Pulling it out to the final click is the time setting position, and that is silky smooth as one would expect. So the Seiko NH35A automatic is made in Japan, and it is a reliable, well proven workhorse movement. So absolute pleasure to operate the crown. Good positive click which restarts the movement. It has hacking, so let's screw it back down and we'll test the action. Absolutely silky smooth, no complaints whatsoever. San Martin deserve full credit for producing a very well executed screw down crown. Very good. So with regards to the finishing, it's one of my favourite aspects of the piece. The mirror polished bezel and the mirror polished flanks to the case are absolutely flawless. They also complement the mirror polished flanks to the bracelet. Brushed satin finish to the tops of the lugs and also the bracelet. The 316L grade stainless steel has a lovely lustre to it, as you can see, and really the quality of the finishing on this piece throughout, including the bracelet and clasp, is 10 out of 10. One aspect I really like about this piece is the use of female pivoted end links. As you can see, the end link of the bracelet pivots. It can move underneath the bracelet, underneath the lugs rather, and that means one can get the perfect fit. So I would say to you, if you're a collector with a 6 to 7 inch wrist, you will find this 39mm case fits your wrist very well because of the pivoted end links. If you are a collector with a larger wrist of 7 to 8 inches respectively, you will also find the fit to be sublime due to the pivoted end links articulating very well, so it gives a very good snug fit to the wrist. Now also bear in mind, if you are a collector with a smaller wrist of 6 to 7 inches, later this year San Martin will also be producing this in a 36mm, so that is something to bear in mind if you find 39mm pieces to be too large. The screw down solid stainless steel case back is finished to a very high standard, brushed concentric brushing to the satin finish, and it's just absolutely beautiful to look at. They deserve full credit for producing a very high quality screw down stainless steel case back. It provides an effective hermetic seal to 100 metres, and although it's undecorated, there's no engraving, it is very smooth and comfortable to wear against the wrist. The end links are a very good fit to the case. They are finished to a high standard, as is the case throughout. So I think they deserve full credit because the fit of the end links in the case is very tight. There's no play whatsoever, and it's just very good with the female end links, as I've discussed, which pivot. So I'll give you a wrist shot and you can see how it fits on my 8 inch wrist. Now I haven't sized the bracelet, I've simply taken the watch out of the watch box, and I'm pleased to report that although this is a 39mm with all the links in the bracelet, it fits my wrist perfectly. No need to size it whatsoever. I can in fact slide an index finger underneath the bracelet at all times, and as you'll know from my previous reviews, I like to size my watches loose, so this is actually the perfect fit for my wrist. No problems whatsoever fitting an 8 inch wrist. Good positive click to the 2-button push clasp, and as you can see, the embossed San Martin hexagon emblem is just finished to perfection. Beautiful lustre to the clasp, and also beautiful lustre to the links in the oyster style bracelet. So as I've discussed, the female pivoted end links give a sublime fit. The comfort level of this watch is one of the best comfortable watches I've ever tried on. I'm very impressed with it. The 47.5mm is very close to the 48mm perfection. I consider 48mm to be the sweet spot, and at 47.5 it is very close to being perfection. 20mm lug width perfectly balances the 39mm head of the piece. The proportions of this watch are done to perfection. I love the boxed crystal, which is top hat style as I've discussed, and San Martin deserve full credit because this is only 12.5mm thick, including that dome's top hat boxed crystal. Usually with a Seiko NH35A automatic powered piece, one would expect to see a thickness of in excess of 13mm when using a boxed crystal like this, because the boxed crystal does add some thickness to the piece. But as you can see, it is only 12.5mm and it gives a very snug fit to the wrist. The feel good factor is outstanding, the comfort level is outstanding, and it's actually a very lightweight piece. Because it's only 39mm, it only weighs 136 grams, including all the links in the oyster style bracelet. I consider watches that are under 150 grams in 39mm to be very comfortable to wear. It does have enough heft to feel comfortable and quality, but really 136 grams means that it feels weightless on the wrist. So I'm sure you'll agree it is an absolutely beautiful watch to look at, and the AR coating on the underside of the boxed crystal does a very good job of reducing the glare and the reflective nature of the silver Mercedes hands. So just a beautiful looking piece. Right, so let's do a Lume test and we'll see how the Lume performs when it's charged up to its absolute maximum. So as always, I'm going to use my 100 UV LED torch to charge it up to its absolute peak. Right, so that's now fully charged, and as you can see, it has not disappointed. This C3 Superluminova, which is SLN grade, is absolutely outstanding. 10 out of 10 performance. As you'll know from my previous reviews, C3 Superluminova is a personal favourite of mine because it has a beautiful characteristic green tone. I love the green tone of C3 Superluminova because it replicates tritium Lume, which was highly radioactive and then became discontinued by several brands. So it's just absolutely beautiful to look at. We've got a large triangle at the 12 o'clock index, which gives good orientation, as does the 9, 6 and 3 classic Explorer style dial layout. So the dial is clearly legible, and also the large Mercedes hands are also clearly legible. One can see the Lume dot of the second hand sweeping around the dial, and this is some of the best Lume performance I've seen on a watch, and San Martin deserve full credit for producing 10 out of 10 quality C3 Superluminova. I also like the fact it's SLN because it has that characteristic peach tone of patina Lume, so it is a very beautiful dial to look at, both in when it's illuminated and also in the dark, as you can see. Right, so let's look at the clasp. I really like the 2-button push clasp. As you can see, it has the San Martin hexagon embossed, which is finished to a good standard. Beautiful luster to it of the 316L grade stainless steel. I like the large chamfers machined, which mark the transition between the top of the clasp and the flanks, and as I've discussed, the 4 micro adjustment holes are a refreshing change, something I'm always critical of, and the 2-button push triggers have a good firm resistance. The interior of the solid milled stainless steel clasp is done to perfection, brass satin finish to the top side, underside and flanks, and it's just very well finished throughout. I also like the use of screw pins in the bracelet, which make it easy to resize, and the quality of the screw pins is very good. So lastly, I'll discuss the movement used. It uses the Seiko NH35A automatic, which is made in Japan. Reliable, well-proven workhorse movement. It has 24 joules, hand winding and hacking, and it runs at 21,600 vibrations per hour and a frequency of 3 Hz. The stated accuracy of the NH35A is -20 to +40 seconds per day, so a rather wide accuracy range. However, I'm pleased to report that this one has been regulated to +5 seconds per day, which is outstanding. San Martin deserve full credit for regulating the Seiko NH35A movements used to a very high standard. +5 seconds per day from a watch that only costs $258 really is incredible. So lastly, I'll summarise the piece. What do I think of it overall? Well, when I'm considering reviewing a watch on my channel, the watch should meet 2 criteria. It should be both excellent quality and excellent value at the respective price point. So this is $258, and as I've discussed, you can use the discount code to get $15 discount off that price. Yes, it is excellent quality, and yes, it is excellent value. If you are looking for a Rolex Explorer Homage, a 1016 Homage, This cannot be beaten for $258 US. This is the greatest Explorer Homage made. I think everything about it is perfect. It's very unusual for me to look at a watch and not find something I dislike about it, a criticism, something I think needs to be improved upon. But San Martin deserve full credit because this SN020 is perfection. There is nothing I would change about it whatsoever. Even the micro adjustment holes, they have 4 rather than 3. So that's something that cannot be improved upon. And the quality of the bracelet finishing, the female pivoted end links, boxed sapphire crystal with AR coating, screw down crown, everything about this watch is perfection. Now lastly, I'll just say, if the San Martin brand logo isn't your personal taste, they also produce a sterile version without the logo for the same price. So you have the option of San Martin logo, or alternatively a sterile version. So I'm going to highly recommend this piece to you for your consideration. I'm going to declare it a champagne watch for lemonade money. I think this watch is fantastic and I love everything about it. So I hope you've enjoyed my review of the San Martin SN020 Explorer Homage. Please feel free to post your own comments below the video. Thank you very much.